The beauty of nature's seasons always takes my breath away and leaves me in awe of our natural world. Watching the last of winter's snow melt from the mountains and replaced with summer's vibrant greens, I realize our own lives, like nature, follow a similar cycle of rhythm and change, taking us on new adventures and beginning new stories. I think there's so much that can be learned from our natural world and the cycles of nature. After the coldness and harshness of winter, spring emerges, carrying new life and energy. And then summer, bringing the gift of summer solstice, where Mother Nature is at her fullness of strength, joy, vibrance, and light, bringing us so many gifts and so much healing. To me, nature is a reminder of the interconnectedness of all life. We too may walk through the season of winter, but we carry its strength and resilience within us, holding us till the warm embrace of summer. Summer feels like a celebration, the return of all of Mother Nature's creatures, the earth blooming and vibrant and abundant. I find that I just want to be outside every moment in this beautiful energy of nature. I want to be a part of it, experiencing Earth's bounty. It just fills my heart with so much joy. The arrival of summer also brought the arrival of a dear friend.
I know all of you guys are actually going to recognize who we have with us.
Aww.
It's one of our besties.
It's so amazing to be here.
I know.
Oh.
Where are we?
The one and only.
Wow, that's a big secret.
One and
Planet
only.
Earth.
It's a big secret.
So, does anybody recognize us with our shades?
I don't know. Maybe not.
We have to keep low profile, you know. We're out in the middle of nature.
Does everybody realize who we think we are?
Yeah. We have,
Whoa,
just to pause, we have
that's
the
deep,
one and
man.
only Máiréad Nesbitt with
Aww.
us. Who we love more than we can say.
Yes,
Oh, I
yes.
love you guys.
And we're deep in the heart of the Rocky Mountains.
And she's one of the
Mountains.
only people that we know that we can say, you know what? We're going to take you out into the mountains, into this remote location where there's no self-service,
Lots of bears.
no cell phone service, no food.
I know.
We're at we're going to be at 10,000 feet, touching the clouds, like an eagle.
I know, I actually meant to ask you, Máiréad, I was going to say, are you
How's your
okay at high
breathing?
altitude?
I am. I'm great at high
far.
altitude.
Really?
See that?
I don't need oxygen.
Maybe a question I should have asked you before bringing you in.
Yeah, when I did Red Rocks a good few times.
Oh, so you did do Red Rocks.
Yes,
Tim and I, we wanted to ask you that.
Yeah, I did Red Rocks a good few times with Celtic Woman, and it has to
And
be,
you were
I
fine.
think, my favourite venue,
Yeah.
except for now.
Well,
Okay.
This is going to be my favourite venue.
Why don't you wait till we're done?
Okay.
But tell us about Red Rocks. What was it like?
It was absolutely stunning, so scenic, obviously, and the red hue, you know, obviously, and you know, you're on even looking towards the stage, the absolute magnificence of it, and then looking from the stage out to the audience and seeing the beautiful colours in the sky. And then one time I was playing there and there was thunder and lightning.
Wow.
It was amazing. It just made a magical venue even more magical.
Yeah, yeah.
Did it like thunder right when you came out? Like
Yeah.
exploded on
Clap or
stage.
something. See,
Lightning hit your bow.
she's magical, actually.
I love it.
That's another reason
Yeah.
we like you. You're magical. That's my makeup. Come on, Sam. All right.
Is it that one over there? Or is it
This one.
Oh, this one.
Oh, I can't open it.
Wait, you know what we should do? We should have.
Oh, there it is. Oh, look.
Wow.
Love it.
Cozy.
Oh, it's cozy and it's beautiful. The fire's on. I love it. Oh my gosh. My own little cabin in the mountains.
Tim, this is the life.
Yeah. This is the
Oh my gosh, look at that view.
I know.
It's incredible. Do we have to rehearse?
No. Don't you get that? Sometimes you get to the place and you're just like, you know, so much work to get there that you're like,
I know.
I've already done the work. Like,
I
what?
know.
We are.
Oh gosh, I'm starving.
Wait, I heard you're a glamorous superstar. Why are you eating breakfast in a car?
Where are you?
Muffin.
Well, you know, listen, living at large, you know.
Would you like? Can I offer you a muffin?
Look at. Okay, that's really posh.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, thank you for the overnight
You
oats.
are so welcome.
Oh my gosh, this is very posh. The overnight oats.
And the mini.
I normally
mini
have
muffins.
the normal porridge and oat. Ah, look at. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna go for the chocolate chip.
Are you? Of course. Yeah, that sounds good.
So we're up early.
We're up early. Maureen,
Oh,
did you
what?
have any bears come and visit you?
No.
No.
But we're going up the mountains today.
Yeah.
And we might see a few,
Oh, yeah.
which...
See a few.
What do you
kidding
mean?
me? We're gonna
I was
ride-
joking. Oh, yeah? What?
We're gonna ride on their backs.
It's a really cheerful conversation, morning
This is
conversation.
morning.
But actually, it's a real thing because we are going up the mountains
are in the
today. And I'm a little bit, wow.
Yeah. Well, we'll be rarely, you know. I mean, it just depends how many bears. I mean, if it's just one or two.
Oh my God.
If there's a whole pack
Are
of
you
them.
joking?
No.
Are you joking? You're serious?
I'm joking.
Oh, thank God. Oh my God.
He's never going to
Oh my
want to
God.
come see us again.
I know.
She's like,
Anyway.
this is it.
Yeah. Thank you for the breakfast. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello. Hi.
Where's the roadies? Let's go.
Where are they?
We're just gonna play with the squirrels. This is the Máiréad Nesbitt. Marooned in the rock.
Tim. Oh my gosh. Well, they're gonna.
Yes.
The squirrels. They're gonna be so happy with you.
Thank you. Uh-oh, how now do we turn around?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was just thinking.
Well, we're not going to turn around here. It might be good to turn around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I'm thinking that too. Rocky Mountain High is right. Oh my gosh.
Do not try this at home.
Oh my gosh. Oh guys, you've no idea how rocky this is. Oh my god, but look at that view. Oh. Yeah.
What I was thinking is you here, right?
Oh, wow.
And then the mountains.
Oh yeah, that's spectacular.
And then you're like,
the hills are alive. Oh my
gosh.
It does get kind of.
And this is quite flat here, so it's nice.
It's
to-
perfect.
You won't slip or anything, so it's
No,
good.
no.
Yeah. Just get the fiddle. I'll put it somewhere. I'll put it over there in the sack now.
Hey everybody, I'm Máiréad Nesbitt.
And I'm Tim Janice.
I knew I liked you.
Right back at you.
Good. Saying back in Ireland that back before the day of even recording, people tell us about that how they were sharing the music and the legacy that they created into you, to what you do.
Well, as we all know, like, people have gone before us and created a path for us. And it's absolutely amazing because my dad was telling me, and my mum as well, but my dad was telling me, I mean, they're both living encyclopedias of music. And he was telling me, consider this, when he was 8 or 10, going down to the village with his accordion and listening to all the old musicians play, consider that we, in the present day, can open up our phones, record an MP3. Back in the day, and before that, of course, there was the tape recorders, you know, and then back before that, there was nothing. There was nothing to record on. When he was around 20 years of age, he had his reel-to-reel recording, and he used to go around recording all the old musicians. But when he was 8 and 7 and 6, that kind of age, I mean, there was no such thing as anything to record on. Mm-hmm. So you go down to an old musician, to their house or to the local parish little meeting space or something like that. They'd be playing music and they'd be playing this tune that you absolutely love. So you'd learn it there as best you can, and then you have to come away. He was telling me this, right, we'd come away, and on our walk home up the lane, you'd be desperately trying to retrieve it in your memory, you know, because there was no such thing as recording it. So I really feel that they use their brains way more than, like, the electric currents going around their brains to retrieve all this music, you know. And it's just so amazing to me that all the master musicians and older musicians, you know, were able to do that from their people that made the trails in the past for them. So it's actually something that I try and think about every so often, because it's very passionate to me that, you know, when we have all this rich resource of culture and music, and I'm amazed that so much of it has survived, you know, given that.
Something you said about this sort of the oral tradition of passing on music, and I think, you know, there's two things that happened today with this small performance that we did, which was so fun. But there was a young person that came up to you and said, "I remember you when I was young." You know, they're in their 20s now, and we just play for some young people, right? Yeah. And you know what? They're going to remember that, right? But they're not going to remember the time they spent on their iPhone or their computer. And you know why? Because we're human beings. You know, they're people, we're people. We relate to each other more than a machine. Yes. And I think that, like, you know, that's where I think with supporting the arts and musicians and people that commit themselves to doing music, it's like really important. I'm not saying like I listen to my tape player and everything else or CD player, but you know, it's like I can remember and recall, and as I'm sure you can, like an artist or a musician, a human person that inspired us and said, you know, wow, you know, and it's, you know, it's like, wow, I want to do music, but also just there's something in the heart, you know, heart to heart, that like this light that kind of, I think, illuminates. And, you know, you're one that has that very brightly. And so that's why, you resonate when people see you on public television, because it's very bright. And I think that's really what we want to protect, like for not only us, but for those young kids coming up, and so they need to see real people like living the life and doing it, and
in the now,
in the now.
And I think, and it's amazing, I mean, when we played Tuair Don the Love, Give Me Your Hand, and, how the kids had fun saying Tuair Don the Love, give me your, it's just, love is hand, and different little cultural things like that. It's so nice. And as you said, we're in the now, but we're bringing the ancient past that's beautiful to the now. And that people have done before us, and we're just carrying on. I mean, look, I grew up in the countryside at home on a really small little farm. My mother and my father are both great musicians. If they were here now and they heard me saying that, oh gosh, stop saying that. Gosh, no, we just play music, but they are encyclopedias of music. And really, I remember looking up at my mother when I was about 4 or 5 and she was playing the fiddle. And I just said to myself, I just want to do that. I want to be able to communicate telepathically, to not have to say anything, because if anyone has been at an Irish session, you'll know that, how do they know how to go to the next tune, or how do they know what tune to play next, or what sets of tunes go together. And I grew up knowing that only from my parents. They got it from their parents, and we had our grandparents at home with us. My nana was playing fiddle at home with us and singing songs, and it was just every time I go home to Ireland we play music together, and that's why we recorded together as well, because I desperately wanted to, we were talking about this earlier, Tim, to record the history of the tunes as well, and the stories. Everyone loves a good story. There's nobody who tells a good story like an Irish person. Sorry, but I'm sure everybody tells a good story. But it's just lovely to have it about the tunes and about what it makes people feel like. And this tune came from Jerry Sullivan down the road, or this tune came from Paddy Murphy, or Josephine down the road, or whatever. It's just lovely, to be able to play that ancient music together, and be able to play new music, your beautiful original music, and bring that heart to that. It gives, I think I'm very lucky. I am so grateful that it gives me a different slant on music growing up in that environment, because it gives you the kind of feel, and you can go around the beat, and it makes it seem so lovely and flowy, and it's just, and I find that with your music as well, Tim, like the spaces is beautiful, and it's so peaceful, and and the lively music that you do as well. Everything about it, it's very similar to the spirit of Celtic music, I feel, and it's a good mix, and I'm sure, I don't know, what do you think?
I think, I would say yes to everything you said, and I would say this about you and myself, that, and what I take away from this is we stand in the gap. And the gap is your parents, the tradition that they passed on to you, and the tradition we want to pass on to the next generation. And I think, I'm really grateful that I can think back to the day before there was so much technology. And, it's a little scary looking ahead for our young folks, because we have that, we're grounded. But I feel like what I hope for, and I know you can do this, and I just look for the support for us both to do this, is that I hope we can make more people to stand in the gap in the future, to be like, okay, I know there's all this technology, but like, we're people, we have human hearts, we need to connect to each other, and we need to have the next generation know that, that we're our people, not machines,
Exactly.
And technology is great, but I just feel like, gosh, when we were there today with the kids, and, or this community, this small community, that, it just can mean a lot, and we need that, and I just, that human connection, and I thank you for being, a warrior of this human connection and this light in the world. And
thank you, Tim, for having me. enjoyed every
We
single
both
second.
believe in what we do. You know, we want to change the world still.
And let's stand in the
bring
gap,
light. Exactly.
because I love it.
Yes. We're going to take Máiréad to the airport before she misses her plane. But thank you, Máiréad, for being with us.
Thanks a million. God. Yeah, you have to say thanks.
Thanks.
It's just great music. So much. It was fabulous. Loved it. All right, guys. Safe travel.
Hey, look, Máiréad. There's some music.
Oh, Tim.
What should we do?
Tim.
There's some music.
Do you know what? My fingers are freezing. Your fingers freezing. It's cold. But
Put them in.
let's give it a go. Let's give it a go.
Why
This
not?
is a lovely tune. Okay,
let's
here we
warm it
go. 1, 2, 3,
Country
5.
road.